Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, kindly subscribe, kindly share, like and comment. Thank you my returning subscribers and thank you my new subscribers. Today we'll be doing some grilling recipe. Yes, we'll be grilling our own salmon, homemade salmon. I bet you this recipe is so simple, easy, and it's so tasty, so healthy if you do it yourself at home. I bet that after this you wouldn't want to buy salmon outside. Let's just do this together. Yes, so for this recipe you need your oil, your salt, your oil and your salt, like I said earlier. So I'm putting them aside because I can't work with them on the board. And this is my salmon, fresh salmon fish on the board. I'm going to be dividing this into four pieces. So I cut the first one, I cut the second one, I cut the third one, and I have the last one, which is the head left. Yes, so as you can see, it's nicely cut, and I'm going ahead to cut off the tail. That's what you've seen me cut over there. So now the next thing to do is to remove the intestines from the fish. I'll be removing the intestines from the fish because I don't want to have any intestines in the fish when chewing it. They tend out to be very bitter. Yes, so I'm taking them out of the fish so that after grilling I'll have a very nice fish to use for my food and to chew with whatever I want to eat it with. So that is it. There you go. I'm bringing everything out, guys. Sorry that it might be a bit nasty to you, but it has to be done to make this recipe awesome. So as you can see, I'm bringing out every unnecessary intestine from the fish. Yes, and after that I'm going to be removing the fish gills. Yes, I wouldn't be chewing that or using that for my food, so it's not important keeping it, so I'll be taking it off. It got a bit hard to remove because I actually let my fish become very soft by melting it. But guys, if you want to do this, I would advise you freeze your fish a bit, not too hard, but in between. It should be a bit soft, a bit hard. So I'm cutting the other gills from it. There you go. So now the fish is nicely cut and we are ready to proceed with the next step. So now as you can see, I'm going to wash it. I'm pouring some water on the fish. I'm actually using a jar because I realized my tap wasn't flowing, so I pour enough water to wash the fish and then make sure everything is removed from the inner part. As I said, I don't want to have any intestines in it while eating it because it turns out to be really bitter. So I'm washing it really well and then I'm draining the water from it. I'm going to wash it for the second time by pouring another water in order to make sure it is well cleaned. Like I said, it's better to do it in the house if you want it to be healthy, and that same way means you should wash it really well. So I'm washing it once again, which is the second time, very well, and then I'm draining away the water. That is it. I'm draining the water away. It's very important. Now look at how nice this fish looks. Look at how nice it looks. Just look at it. So beautiful. So nice. Draining excess water is really key. So now that the fish is thoroughly and well washed, we're going to be wiping off the water with a kitchen towel, which means a kitchen napkin or a kitchen tissue as you prefer to call it. I don't want to have excess water on the fish because I'll be applying salt on it pretty soon. So I'm wiping off the excess water and blood remains from it in order to make working with it very easy. As you can see, I'm on the last one, which is the head. Before I wipe it, I try to drain out water from it before I wipe it. So I'm finally done. Be gentle so you don't tear the fish apart if it's already soft. Be gentle. As you can see, it's already soft. So I'm done wiping the fish. Yes, so as you can see, the fish is neatly washed and it is neatly wiped with a kitchen tissue, towel, or napkin, as you call it. So this is the salt. So I'll be working with the salt in a short while. Very soon the salt is going to be going on the fish. So now I'm going to be putting the salt on the fish. This is not even up to a teaspoonful, just a pinch of it. I don't want my fish to be salty, so just make sure you rub the salt onto the skin of the fish really well. Make sure it gets into every corner and every part of the fish, because we don't want the salt being at just one side of the fish. We wouldn't want a salty fish at all. So make sure the salt immerses well into the skin of the fish, all sides. Turn it around until it is well immersed. As you can see, you won't see any salt particles on the skin of the fish. And make sure, like I said, you don't tear your fish apart, because at this point it's already soft. So make sure you don't tear your. So what I'm doing next is I took the oven tray from the oven and I'm going to be lining it with an aluminium foil to prevent the juice from the fish from getting onto the pan. And we all know that as the oven is on and it continues cooking, before we are done grilling, the juice would have become very hard and it would be difficult to wash off. So I line it to prevent the juice from sticking onto the tray. So don't forget to preheat your oven before putting the fish inside it. Your oven must be warm or hot before you put the fish. So you preheat it and put your oven at the right temperature. Mine is on medium. So after about 5 to 10 minutes, I realized my oven is hot or warm enough to grill my fish. So now I'll be laying the fish on the grill. As you could see, I turned on the oven grill, and I turned on the oven as well. So the grill is the fire burning at the top end. You could see that there was a fire burning at the bottom as well. So that is the oven fire and this is the grill fire at the top. So I'm laying my fish on the grill bar, and then I'll just push them back into it and make sure that they don't stain the oven door. So that is it, and then I close the door to make it grill for some time. Voila! As you can all see, the fish is in the process of grilling, and very soon we're going to have some tasty fish in our mouth. So it's time to apply some oil onto the fish to make it look shinier and prevent it from sticking onto the grilling bar. Yes, so that is what I'm doing right now. I'm applying oil onto the fish because I'll be flipping it over later to allow the other side also cook. So apply a generous amount, don't over apply. We don't want our fish coming out soggy. We don't want it soaking too much oil. So that is it, just a generous amount. Yes, and as you can all see, like I said, the reason for lining the baking sheet was to prevent the juice from the fish from sticking onto the baking sheet. So we all see that there's already juice dripping onto the sheet. So we then push it back into the oven and allow it cook some more before we flip it over. So we go back into the oven after 10 minutes, and this is what we see. The part we apply the oil is nicely cooked, and it's time to flip it over to the next side. But we're going to put it back into the oven for another 5 minutes for it to cook really well, because we don't want to be flipping it back and forth. If not, we're going to tear our fish apart. So it's going to cook before we flip it. And now it's time for our flipping game to begin. But guys, be careful, because while flipping it, you might tear the fish apart. You're wondering why I'm using a fork, right? I actually couldn't find my turner, so I had to use a fork. I had to improvise. I didn't want to waste time looking for it up and down. So as you can see, because I'm using a fork, the fish is giving me a hard time, but I have to be really patient so I don't tear it apart. Can you see how beautiful the fish looks? Yes, that is how your fish is going to come out if you give it the patience and you turn your fire on low heat. If the fire is too high, you're going to burn your fish before it even gets cooked. Yes, so that is it. So you'll put your oven on low heat, and then it grows gradually, and I bet you're going to love the outcome. Can you see how juicy the fish looks? And hope you can see all the excess juices that is released onto the baking sheet. So just don't forget to line your baking sheet before you do any kind of grilling if it comes to protein, which is meat or fish. So that is it. My fork is actually giving me a hard time, but I was able to turn it, and good to know that my fish did not tear apart. So that is it. To make it easy for you, you have to use a turner if you have one. So we put it back for the other side to also cook. Don't forget you didn't oil the other part when you turned it over. Hope you heard the sizzling sound. Yes, that is some miracle going on in my oven. Yes, so you bring it out and then you apply oil onto the other side you flipped over. Like I always say, don't apply too much. We don't want a soggy fish. We don't want anything unhealthy. So can you see how beautiful this fish looks? Oh my god, this is going to go down so well with some banku and some hot pepper, or some okra stew. You can use it for anything. Okra stew, tomato stew, soups, or anything. So that is it, well oiled, and then the juices are coming out on their own. So we push it back and we bake it. So now you see our fish is ready. Can you just see that? Oh my god, just look for your plates, look for some banku, get some pepper, and I'm going to just give you one to try. Yeah, if you know my house, you come for it. Yes, so guys, as you can see, look at that. So nice, so yummy, so delicious. Guys, my banku is actually ready. So I turn off the fire, and then it's time to take them out of the oven and use them for whatever I want to use them for. I actually plan to use this to make some okra stew, which I'll be uploading later soon than you may think. Look at that. Can you just see how nice this looks? So guys, thank you for watching up to this point. Please try this at home. It's very simple and easy and very healthy. So thank you. Kindly subscribe, share, and like. Thank you so much. See you next time.